We have here the Envy Melee custom build up with a ton of extras, pedals, cages, and out front mount, weighing at 7.50 kgs, and in pounds, 16 pounds, 9 ounces. Stay tuned. After video, we have a free buy sound test on those Envy SES 4.5 wheels right there. We have here the 2024 Envy Melee road bike as a custom build up, pretty much done to the T with the brand new, as we'll call it, the Tadej bar, but this is the Envy, their aero handlebar that you've seen Tadej Pogačar have been riding on for so long on his Conago V4S. The customer recently just made this upgrade to his bicycle, and I must say it looks flawless with this bicycle. I actually did a whole video on this handlebar itself. This bar is made by Envy, in-house by them, and retails for $1,200. That's right, you heard me correct, but it is the exact same reach as their stock SES aero bar. So if you guys do like that geometry, it is a nice little added upgrade or an add-on piece to your bike that definitely looks like a nice flare. And honestly, it's one of the nicer one-piece bar and stem combos that I've seen out there to this date. But yeah, we're gonna go through this whole entire bike. But is this the TADEJ effect? And this is what I'm talking about. We sold Envy for a very long time, and until I want to say that Pogačar got an Envy, their wheels were kind of not non-existent, but not as much demand as what they are now today. But once we started seeing Tadej Pogačar go to the Envy wheels, and you see their white logos, which again, their logos I think are one of the best looking logos out there on the tour. In terms of aesthetics wise, it definitely has a really good look to them, the dimensions and their sizes as well. But people see Tadej winning on these wheels and those white logos moving so quickly. They've definitely blown up again, and nothing has changed since when they launched. I mean, not when they launched, but since a couple years back to what they are now. So you got to think there is some of that Tadej marketing behind there, and the same with the handlebar as well. I mean, there's a reason why they can go ahead and put that $1,200 price tag on there, because of the fact that they know that they see people like him riding it, people are going to want to buy it. So I have to go ahead and give it like a seal of approval that the Tadej effect is real. The wheels are starting to sell off the shelves, and they're not the lightest either. For the set of these 4.5, the Envy SES 4.5s, these wheel sets right here are 1,500 grams for the set, which by no means is lightweight, but they do have really nice internal and external rim width. It's 25 millimeters on the internal and about 34 millimeters on the external, which stretch out the tires very nice and give a nice, very comfortable ride, more tire touching the ground to make it a more control ride and also a better feeling ride as well. But some of the effects of that is that the wheel is a hookless wheel. So you guys all know how I feel hookless on there, but if he's riding, descending down mountains at those speeds that he's doing, he trusts them, obviously by all means, they are a very nice wheel set. But let's go through this whole entire bicycle and talk about this setup as is, because people seem to have fallen in love with this bike that I've done. Something so simple as an all black bike with the white decals on there looks phenomenal. And this customer chose to do the gum wall choice on there of the tires of Vittoria Corsa Pros. These are a 700 by 30C tire, and with this wheel set they balloon out to about a 32C on there, so they give it a nice look to the wheel. But the Envy Melee does not, it's not the best at anything, but I think this bike is a very capable bike. A lot of people love this style of road bike. The sloping top tube to me kind of gets me a little bit. I don't like the look of the sloping top tube as much. You know, you can see right there a little bit more. But again, when they compare it in the wind tunnel, when they compare it to all those other things, it's still a really high-end road bike. It can fit up to 700 by 35C tires, which I think more and more people want. It's a very capable road bike as well. So it's a really good price point bike. We're starting to sell a good amount of these things as well because of the fact of how capable it is. It's kind of a lightweight category. I think the wheels are throwing off. You put on a different pair of wheels, it'd definitely be a little bit lighter there. But the whole entire build came out extremely nice there. So into the video we go. Starting off with the handlebar on here, this is the one-piece bar and stem in a 110 by 37 configuration. They flare out to a 42 on the bottom. Very nice combination. You have the out front mount, which comes standard with the bike. This is their own out front mount that goes ahead and goes right into the bottom of the handlebar there to make it look nice and flush, which looks really good. We finished off there with some Silca bar tape on there. You can cut off the end tips if you wanted to go ahead and do the plug-in with no electrical table on there, but we just kept it as is and left a little foreskin on there because that's what the customer asked for. We're running a 2 spacer system on there until we get into it, and then we're still running one on top just for the fit of it, and it looks a little bit more pro like that. That's what the rider likes to have, the aesthetics on there. It's a SRAM red group set, the brand new one, the E1, 12 gears in the rear, 2 in the front, and we have a power meter system on there as well. Going down to the front, we have the NV logo right there, and like I said, this bike can take up to a 35C tire. These are 30s and they stretch out to a 32 and still have ample room to go there if we needed to. The wheel set on here is a NV SES 4.5 wheel set, bladed spokes and their own NV hub inside of there, paired with the Corsa Pros 700x30C, and they are tubeless made. And these are their pressure system, their own valves that come with these wheels. If you do have these NV wheels, I recommend only running their wheel system on there to help with the pressure system on there. Using any other wheel system on there can definitely, or different valves on there, is not recommended. I would definitely recommend using their own for that system. The bike can put fenders on there. You can see you have little bolts here if you want to add fenders for a very capable bike. Like I said, if you're running in the snowy season, which we do not have here in Florida, we don't need those. Front disc brake mounts through the front fork. Yes, it's cool, but I don't think this is very needed. I mean, you talk about aerodynamics and high-end bikes. Just running in the back, but this is their own NV fork in there with their through axle going in the back. 160mm disc brake caliper on here, so I'm guessing that you can only run a 160mm on this front disc brake caliper because there's no option, there's no adapter for this front disc brake caliper on there either. So keep that in mind. Going to the bottom bracket on here, we have a brand new Ceramic Speed BB. That it's a T47 threaded option on there, so we do have a little bit of grease on there, which we do have to clean up, but I just got this done. A Ceramic Speed T47 bottom bracket on there, which is always nice. If you do have SRAM red or any kind of SRAM bottom brackets on there, please know how to use the preload system correctly. You want to install the spacers first, tighten up the crank on that side, and then push the crank over as much as you can to the non-drive side, and then tighten up the preload to where you just feel it make contact in there, because that's going to take up a lot of that free stuff on there. You can see here is a size 50, stack 525mm and reach 376. With this bike, he bought it as a complete, so it came with everything NV'd out. NV carbon cages on here as well, front and rear. And then going down to the cranks on here, we have a 5037, which we swapped out because the customer chose for that a little bit bigger chainring for here in South Florida. 165mm crank arms because, again, we are Pogačar. Beautiful. We're rocking Look ceramic keel blades on there. I know people are going to say Tadej runs Shimano, but there is preference here in this sport. SRAM front derailleur with its own separate battery. SRAM red chain, which is waxed with Silca wax as well. And then a 1033 cassette in the back, paired with the SRAM rear derailleur alongside the upgraded white OSPW by Ceramic Speed, which I think does give this bike a little bit more added flair. The Freya body on NV wheels sound absolutely incredible. You'll get a Freya body sound check in just a second, but here's a little sneak peek. Beautiful and sexy. Again, these are the SES 4.5s with the 30C tires, and again, they stretch out to about a 32, and you can see the tire clearance here for the rear stays, the seat stays, and also chain stays. You have a good amount of clearance. You have the fender bolt, which is right here, if you want to add fenders on there. Always very nice. The rear rotor is a 160mm rotor. Again, you can go ahead and put a 140 on the back if you wanted to, but SRAM usually comes 160 for better braking power. We have here a neat component 3D printed mount custom made for this seat post on here for this Garmin Very Light. Their own NV proprietary seat post that goes into the seat collar right here. That is a 6 Nm seat post clamp. And then for their saddle, which a lot of people have been liking the saddle, it's basically a Sella Italia SLR carbon fiber rails, carbon fiber body, but you have their NV logo on there when you buy the bike, which is, again, a lot of nice branding. People always make the joke, do you forget what you're riding when riding this bike? No, because the name is literally plastered here, 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 wheels, here, bottle cages. But again, I like that. They're basically branding them. They did a nice little collab with it. Seat posts on the NV are trash to adjust. We know how to adjust them. We can adjust them in the store. It's not the issue. It's just the system on here is just, it's way more hard than what it needs to be. I understand they want it so it doesn't move. I understand they want to be different. Maybe they just made it for that reason. You could, one, save a lot of weight by changing that out. Two, if you want to move it forward or backwards, it's a pain in the ass. Again, it's easy to do when you have the tools for it, but it's just a tedious task. So Envy, if you could take anything from this video, if anyone's even watching that, please change that out because it'll make it way better for all the mechanics and consumers in the future. But this is the Envy Melee size 50 custom built road bike with the brand new Envy one-piece bar and stem combination, their Envy SES 4.5 wheel set, and a full SRAM red group on there. Frame set 5,500, handlebar 1,200, wheel set about 2,600, group set about 4,400, retail. Pedals are about 300, cages or whatever. Saddle's probably 400 bucks. So the bicycle does come out to quite a big number. I don't like to say the numbers aloud because maybe someone's spouse is watching, but you know, OSPW is about $600, bottom bracket is about $380. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think of the Envy Melee? Is it a beautiful, capable bike, or do you think Envy is a little bit floating adrift in this space for the frames? I do think that they should be coming out with an Envy upgrade to this Melee. Okay, thank you. Wind is crazy here. It's been about 3 years out there. They are in the Grand Tour. Team Total Energies has been rocking the Envy Melee for a long time. But I do think a 2.0, okay, is coming available soon. Who knows what they're going to do with it? I mean, maybe I'd love to see some changes to it. I'd love to see a little bit more aerodynamics. Maybe they get into the frame making market for aerodynamic and lightweight. I hate this wind. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to clean up this bike now, get all the grease marks off there, make it look nice and pretty, and we'll go from there. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Here comes a free up buy sound test on these Envy SES 4.5s. Here we go. Hold on, we can do better. We can do better. Yeah! All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I mean, those aesthetics of the wheels, top notch. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the video.